They're now happy that we returned with more of what they needed. The whole family is happy, starting from both parents. They say they never ever had such a big stock, not even in their dreams. Faina has got a wheelchair and will now be able to move, not crawling like before, and go wherever she wants by not crawling like she did before. This is the update.
Nitwa Mushimimana Rufosina, abandi mukuru w'uyu murwayi witwa Faina Mukabahizi.
Sanzurwimo Kaitani.
This family lived a normal life, but later what was normal turned upside down as Faina, who was a beautiful and courageous girl who had devoted to working and helping her family, got mad on her wedding day. Despite having no educational background, she had hustled hard for the family and was now the family's breadwinner. She's the one who supported parents since they're too old and weak to work. Time came and she got a boyfriend. The two lovers organized a wedding, but when everything was ready, something unexpectedly happened, and Faina felt dizzy, failed to walk, developed unusual signs, and even ran mad. Since that day, Faina has never been the same. It's now been 18 years since that tragedy happened, and Faina remained as someone who has some mental problems. She no longer reasons and acts like any other normal person. 75-year-old Kaitan told us more of what happened to her daughter and how it left each and everyone who was around speechless.
Nyuma rero tubona afatwe na buriya burwayi, atangira kumererwa nabi cyane, akuriraho rero kumugara kuriya yagendaga ahagaze nk'abandi niko kugenda kuriya.
He said when everything happened, no one could understand what really was happening. It was shocking to everyone who saw what happened to the girl who was supposed to get married and start a new life, then a new family.
Yafashwe atangira kuvuga ati ndumva ndwaye mu mutwe, atangira kugobwa ururimi, atangira no kwiruka ndetse.
When we visited in that afternoon full of too much rainfall, this family said they were living under extreme poverty since they all depended on the girl. And due to what happened, she's the one now depending on them, and they're helping her daily, like in lifting and helping her to do some little and different activities, as there is nothing the girl can do on her own apart from only eating. Anyone, even the blind, could see that this family needed more support financially, as life in any village is always difficult when you don't own many pieces of land and when you don't have a way of making some money. We returned to this family in an extraordinary fashion, with more and more support to the family that needed a lot for them to survive, since there is no one here who works. And they say they can't even explain the way they have survived all this long. After visiting the family, a campaign was opened to help them, and many people donated. Their goal was to buy Faina a brand new wheelchair that would help her move from one place to another more easily rather than crawling. But we thought she needed more than that to survive, and that was food. That's why we used funds gathered and brought them a lot of different items and foods needed at home for them to have a better life, since we all know they struggle to make a living. The family is very happy, as Alphonsine, the elder sister to Faina, confirms. She says they never expected such a return that means a lot to this family. But the moment she saw a lot of people coming towards the house, she sensed something special was going to happen. And that was not far from what happened today. Since the day we visited, Faina's life has never improved, and the family has been struggling with too much rainfall in a few days that stopped them from going to the field and cultivate, hence suffering from hunger. Moving from one place to another has always been a problem, but they could not find its solution. Like whenever she felt so ill that even crawling stopped, it would be a big problem, as they had to call different people to lift her. But today, we brought a brand new wheelchair for Faina, and we hope it will be useful and she'll be able to move and go anywhere near the neighborhood. And though she does not talk, we know that deep down she's happy.
icyo nababwira nuko mbashimiye cyane ndishimye cyane rwose birandenze ndabashimiye bikomeye Imana ibaha umugisha kandi namwe mwadusuye ndabashimiye cyane Imana ikomeze ibaha imbaraga kandi ibaha urukundo.
75-year-old Kaitani also says they are thankful first for having the gift of life, but also has a special message that should be delivered to people who supported them via givinglife.com.
ariko rwose mutubwirira abantu babatumye abo babyeyi bacu b'abaterankunga ngo twabashimiye turabashimiye nejo bundi tuzabashimira namwe turabashimiye.
Due to how happy he felt after seeing all what we brought today, he says if it was possible, he would take time and visit each and everyone who contributed, thanking them for such a wonderful support. But unfortunately, those who donated contributed online, and they live in different countries. So it's technically and practically impossible, but that sums up the way he's grateful. The mother says she does not have proper words to express her gratitude. She says if she was still strong like before, she would have stood and danced as a way to appreciate. But since that is not possible, she takes a minute of applauding and thanking each and everyone wherever they are that saw their video on Afrimax English and said they should do something to help the family. She's happy and urges people to keep loving and helping one another. As a believer, the moment she saw us on the first day, during that rainy afternoon, she says something from the heart told her that soon she will rejoice, and she says this has even happened quicker than she thought. That was all we had for this family, and as your eyes can tell, the family is left with too much happiness, as they never had such a big store in their entire life. They're now going to spend more days without worrying on what to eat. Faina, on the other hand, will also not again struggle with moving from one place to another, as the wheelchair will be put to use. And to her, that's all what she wanted.
Giving life.
This happy family says a day like this was never ever in their thoughts, and when asked if there is something else they want as a support, they said it's the house. The house is too old, and if such heavy rains continues, they are likely going to find themselves outside one day. If it's possible, they say rebuilding would be a great support. If you want to help them reconstruct their old house and change their life completely, you can donate via the Giving Life's link, found in description and pinned in top comments. Helping others is not always about giving them money or material things. Some people just need a shoulder to cry on or some good advice. And you don't necessarily have to be friends with someone to be there for them. This is simply about being human and caring about other people's well-being. It doesn't really matter who you are or how much you have to offer. Be kind just for the sake of it and expect nothing in return. Thank you for watching. I'm Elijah and this is Afrimax English. Remember to subscribe.